Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss a new topic of collection framework. Collection framework is a advanced topic. It was included from the Java 20th version, I think so. So, what is the basic advantage related to the collection framework is simply normally when you are dealing with the arrays, what was the major problem you are facing? Suppose when you are dealing with an array should be a fixed site, right? Suppose when we are discussing the concept of an array, how can you declare an array? You can declare an array like int a, okay, equals to like that. You have to mention the size, right? You are required to mention the size. Yeah, that means in a arrays, the arrays can be work with a fixed size. By that, suppose if you are creating a 5 elements, if you are creating only the 5 elements of the array size, but it is sometime after that you are added to one more extra, then what you have to do? Again you have to increase the size and copy the what are the previous elements it has, and all the things you have to the copy in. Suppose I have an array a equals to 1 2 3 4 5. Suppose it is a student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, student 5. This array stores the variables of the things. Okay, wait a minute. Suppose this is the way I have the numbers. These are the, take it as a, there are the 5 students. Suppose another student, it has to be joined, but my array is with the fixed size of 5. Now what will be the case? Again I have to create a new arrow. That means a new array I have to create. I copy all the things what I have to created before, and what are the next thing it has, I have to be adding a new element. Like the way, if suppose there in the case 5 elements are there, that means I declare array with the 5 size. Suppose my intent to, there may be a chance to increase of a size to the 10 and the 15. I am not sure. Suppose I can as a concern I can fix it with the size of 15 before, maybe. Then what will be the issue is, suppose you are storing only the 5 elements, you are wasting the space of 10 elements, right? So that is the main constraint with the fixed size of arrays. In such scenarios, you have a collection framework to resolve that issue. Collection framework, what it will do is, it will dynamically increasing the sizes of an array. Normally, collection framework contains the things. Collection framework have the multiple things. Collection framework have the multiple things. First one, it is a list interface. Okay, this list interface contains the array list, vector, linked list, and stack. These four contains by the list interface. Array list is simply like an array, vector is also like an array, linked list is nothing but it will not store in a continuous memory location, it will store in the form of the nodes. Stack is nothing but it follows a one principle of first in last out. Okay, like the way you can implement. And another thing is there, it will set interface. Set interface have the hash set, linked hash set, linked hash set. And you have another interface, that was queue. Queue is nothing but it follows a principle of first in first out. Like based on the principle, some data structures can be worked, that will be the queue, and it contains the priority queue, DQ, priority queue, and DQ. In a fourth, map. This map enter has have the hash map, and the linked hash map. Hash map and linked hash map. These are all under the collection framework. Today we will start with the list interface. Normally list interface is nothing but like an array. But in that list also you have the types: array list, vector, linked list, stack. Okay. First we will start with the today we can discuss the list interface, and in the list we can discuss the array list. Why? Because suppose when you are clear with the one type of list, then all will be the same. The same array list and the vector will be the same. Okay, and linked list is also the same, nothing but some differences are there. Okay, stack is also like a array but follows one principle, that is the thing. So first we will discuss with the array list, and later we will continue with these topics. First, list interface. List is simply like an array which stores in a dynamic way, which stores the elements in a dynamic way. List is an interface. We will discuss about the list. Normally these collections are iterable from the iterable interface. Okay, iterable is an interface. From this your collection framework will be inherited. Collections. In this, list interface is one part. List interface is one part. Okay, this list is nothing but a normally in a Python we are calling the list, in the Java we are calling the arrays, like the same way. Why the list is different from the array? Because of the dynamic size only. Arrays should be as a fixed size, but list should be as a dynamic size. That is the difference. Okay, we'll see that how can you create an list, that means array list, how can you create, we'll see that. I can create a class of for array list. Okay. Array list. Suppose normally list can be created in a two ways here. Array list can be created in a two ways. Normally you can use by list interface. You can create an array list by using the list interface. Suppose list interface. Here you have to mention the type of the data you are able to storing or you are intent to storing. Suppose I want to store the integers. List interface L1 equals to new list of. Okay, you can create an array list by using the list interface. This is one type. Okay, but here you have to be use the array list only, but here you can use the list interface. Why? Because your array list also you have to import the list interface from the java.util package. How many ways you can create an array list is wait a minute. Fine. Array list is not generic. It is not an issue. It is not an issue. The type array list not is generic. It contains parameter with the arguments. What will be the issue? The type array list is not, it contains parameterized arguments. It is the same, right? It is the same. We'll see that. It's not an issue with the integer. for a while. Wait a minute. It is not an issue with the syntax, I think. Wait a minute, wait. The issue is I am using the same class name ArrayList, and here also the same class name ArrayList. Okay, that is the issue. I can rename this to the ArrayList one. The same names I can use that, right? So that is the issue. Okay. Now it can. Okay, fine. Right. The issue is the silly thing, that is the name what I am using for the class name is the actual ArrayList class name. So that is the issue I am getting. So that's fine. This is the way you can create by using the list interface. You can create the ArrayList, or else you can create by using the ArrayList. That means must you have to mention here which type of data you are intent to store. Suppose you are intent to store the integers, you can mention here integers. You are intent to store the doubles, you can store or mention the double. If you are intent to store the characters, mention character. If you are intent to store the strings, mention the strings. Suppose here I can mention the strings. Okay, L2 equals to new ArrayList. Here you have to use must ArrayList, but here you can use the list interface, or else you can use the ArrayList. Why? Because this ArrayList class inherited from the your list interface itself. If you observe here, your ArrayList inherited from the abstract list. Your abstract list inherited from the list interface. List is an interface. Your list inherited from the collection class. Okay, your collection inherited from the iterable. Okay, parent for the all collection framework is iterable. Okay, not collections. Iterable is the parent for the all, and collection is the subparent. And under this you have the several interfaces. List is one interface, set is one interface, map is one interface, queue is one interface. Okay, under this.
Just call me.
Okay, like this. But you have to remember the thing is the main parent is iterable. The main parent is iterable. So ArrayList L1, L2. These are the two lists. And L1 dot. Normally, when you have a list, you are performing the some CRUD operations, right? CRUD operations are nothing but first one, create. How can you create the list? This is the two ways you can create a list. Next, how can you read? Read is nothing but here we are calling it as a traversing. How can you traverse? And update. Okay, and delete. These are the things you have to be remember. First, normally this is one list, right? How can you add the elements to the list? Suppose in an array you can go with the indexes, but here you can add the elements L1. You have an add methods, okay? It is add method. Add method can be used in a three ways. One, you can pass directly an element here. Suppose 1, I can pass sys out of L1. Sys out of L1. Suppose you can pass another element L1 dot add of 2. Sys out of L2. Sorry. Sys out of L1. The same, right? But the thing is, when you are using this add method, always it adding the element set last. Suppose if I run this, here I can get an output of 1, and here I can get an output of 1 comma 2. That means what the add operation will be do is simply you are using an add method. Add method insert the element at last. Okay, insert the element at last. Suppose you can mention the indexes here also. Suppose L1 dot add of that means I am adding at index 1, the element is 2. Index 1 means what? Where the 2 is existing, right? It is 0th index, it is 1 index. So 1, 10 and 2 will be my expected output. This is the one way. That means you cannot mention any index, then it will be take it as a final index. If you are mentioning the index, at that index it will be so I am not print right. Sys out of L1. L1. Observe that. That means in the add method, if you are not mentioning an index, it will takes the default index at the last. If you are mentioning the index, it will stores at that index. If you observe that, it will spread the array. That means suppose in a index 1 I have to be stored, it will not replace the 2 value. It will spread the 2 value to the right or the left, okay, right side. Then it will create a space at the 1 index. Here it will be insert, okay. That means it will not replace here. Suppose it will not replace us there. And another thing, L2 is a strings, right? So L2 dot add of suppose hello as a one string. Okay, fine. It is one string I am adding. And another method is there, L1 dot add all. Okay. In this add all, it will accept the collection. That means if you are intent to store one collection, like an array in array, right? Suppose I can store L2. It will not possible because L1 is type of integers, L2 is type of strings. So it is not possible to store that L2 in the L1. I can do one thing. Suppose you are intent to store strings and the integers together, then you can mention it as an object type. Now you can type it as an object. Object means it will allows anything. It will be the where it is. I am not print it. Fine. L1 dot add all and sys out of L1, right? Have that right? Integer along with the string. Integers along with the string. This is another way. These are the three types of add methods. Like the way you can mention the index to store the collection also. Okay? With index, without index. Add method, without index it will be stores or the add the element at the last. With index means it will inserted at that particular index. Fine. Next. It is the adding an elements. How can you add an elements? Next. After add, we already seen how to create add. Next, update. Suppose you want to update an element. In before, suppose you are adding at particular index, what it will do? It will create the space at the index and will add it. Suppose you want to update. That means you suppose already I have the list of 1, 10, 2. In place of 10, you are intent to change it to the 100. Then how can you do is L1 dot set. Okay, set is the method. In the set it will first accept the index. Suppose my index is 1, and make it to the 100. Fine. Now I can print the sys out of L1, right? Right. Suppose you want to update, then set is the method. You want to add a particular index, then add it will accept an index, then you can go through it. Set means it will replace the value. Add means it will create a space at that index and will store that. Okay. Next. It is the update. Suppose you want to delete the things. Suppose you want to delete an element. L1 dot remove. Okay. L1 dot remove. In that remove, you can pass the index. Suppose I want to delete the index 1. Index 1 means it will delete the 100th value. Right. It will delete the 100 value. Remove. Okay. And remove all. You can use the remove all also. Remove and the remove all. L1 dot remove all. Okay. Remove all of L2. That means one collection of elements you have to be or intend to be removed, then remove all is the method to that. It is all about the predefined methods in the collection framework. How can you use that predefined methods and how much you can do that, right? After remove, I'll print that, right? I am not printing that. Fine. Sys out of L1. Okay, 1, 2. This is the way. That means add all, in that add you can pass the index also, remove and the remove all, set. Right? These are the methods for the how can you create means it is the way to you can create. And some more methods are there. I can remove this. Fine. Those are the methods you have, and after that suppose if you have a list, how can you traverse within the list? If you have the list of elements, how can you traverse within a list? You can traverse within the list in a 3 ways. I'm telling to, I forgot to tell one more method. It is get. Get method is nothing but you want to know which element at the index. Suppose 6 out of normally you can access through the indexes, right? So you have here you can use through the get method. Get of here, suppose one index, what is the element? Two index, what is the element? You want to know which element at that index. Get is the method to that. Get is the method to retrieve that element at that particular index. One index, it has the 100, right? So it will print the 100. Get is the method. By using that get method you can traverse. How can you traverse within the list? Okay. How can you traverse within the list is for normally how can you travel in an array? You can travel array dot length, right? Here you have not length method. Here you have the size. Size is the method. By using this size method you can traverse. And normally you can use like a array of I. Here you can use like we already seen that, right? Get of I. Okay, this is the one way you can traverse in a element. Why? Because traversal is important. Suppose you want to know every element in an array, you have to be perform some cases on the elements on an array. Then this is the way. And next, another way is I already told to you that for in loop, right? Suppose for here you have an object type, right? So object e colon what is the element, what is the name, L1, right? L1. Hey, why I am mentioned here as an object? Because I am storing the object types. That is the thing. I am storing the object, so I can mention here as data type of object. In before we already said that int le colon arr, like that we are traversing in a for in loop, like the same way. Sys out of now it is the e is the every element, right? So e, this is the another way of traversal, right? And one more way is iterable. Through iterable you can traverse. Through iterable means iterable. Suppose you are storing the object types, right? So object, that means data type, what the data type you are using. Iterable object it equals to new iterable of, okay, new iterable of. Iterable is an interface. Implementing this interface allows object to the targeting statement. New iterator of for a while I'll do one thing. I can make it to the integer. think. Wait a minute. L1, right? So L1 dot iterator. Iterable object, iterator object. Not a field. It is the method. It is the method, right? For a while, I'll change this to for a while I'll do a thing. Here you have to be understand the thing, right? So here I can mention as integer for a while. It's not an issue. Change type of iterator to the IT iterator integer. Before what will we do? Okay, sorry. I am using the iterable, right? It is a iterator. By using the iterator has one method. By using that method, suppose while IT is my iterator object, so it dot has next. You have a method of has next. Has next, what it will do is it will check next method exists in that a list or not. If it has an exist, sys out of IT dot next. Okay, IT dot next print the current element. IT dot has next checks the next element exists in that or not. Suppose I have an elements of 1, 2, 3. Then initially has next at empty location. Has next checks first element exists or not. If first element is there, it will comes. It dot next prints this element and move forward. And again it will check IT has next or not. The same way it will do that. Suppose this is the way it can be print. If you observe, this is the 3 ways. Okay, it is the 3 ways. In the 3 ways you can traverse in a list. And here you what the methods you are seeing. One method is size. If you want to know the how many elements in an array, size is the method to that. And another method is there. Suppose you want to check an element exists in your list of elements or not. Suppose here I have an elements of 1, 2, 3, right? I want to check 1 exists in that element, 2 exists in that or not, 2, 3 exists in that or not. For that you have a method of contains. Contains is the method. It will check the element in that or not. Suppose 1 is there, it will returns the true. It will returns the true. It will returns the true. The same way, array list we already seen the lots of method, right? The methods are add all, remove and remove all, right? And next set, right? Set is also one method. And generate, delete, create. Okay, next we already seen the size method, right? Size is one method. It will returns the length of the your array and contains. And another method is there. It is index of. Index of method, what it will do is, suppose you can give an element here 23, it will returns the index of that 23 element. Index of returns that index of a particular element. If you know the element in that, it will returns the index of that element. Okay, suppose you have the duplicate elements, it will returns the first occurrence element. Suppose you want the last occurring element, then last index of. These are the some methods, and fine. And the three ways you can traverse in that, and get is one method, right? That is important. Get is for based on the index you want to access an element in a list. Get is the method. Based on the index you want to set an element. Set is the method. Okay. This is the array list. Simply array list. It is like a behaving like this. And suppose you want to create a vector. In place of array list, you have to use the vector. Array list and the vector both are doing the same operation, but the difference is array list every time increase the capacity of an array size into the 1.5 times. Vector increases it to the 2x times. And vector is the oldest one. It was using in the time of Java 8 version. Okay. Array list is the newest one. Array list is fast, vector is slow. Okay. You can simply use the vector. Array list and vector both are the same. The difference is in the performance. Performance only the difference. The methods are also the same. Add, get, size, all the methods are the same. The difference only the thing is, you have to be in the performance issues. Thread safe, vector is a thread safe, array list is not, and vector is slow, array list is fast, but the methods are all the same. So what can you do is, you can create an array list and perform the how can you traverse on the array list, and how can you add an elements and perform the different methods on it and check an element exists in that or not. You can do some tasks on that. Okay. And we have to be discuss the linked list and the stack. We can discuss it tomorrow. Okay. We can discuss the thing tomorrow. Why? Because first you can good with the array list, then you can understand all the methods. Why? Because first remember one thing, these traversal methods all are the same for the sets, maps, stack, queue and all. These methods are the same. How can you traverse in a thing? These are the same. Some can be included, some are not. Why? Because when we are dealing with the maps, we are not traversing based on the indexes. So this traverser we are not used. Only this traverser or this foreign traverser we are using that. So what you have to do is good with this first array list. Suppose you are good with the array list, all the collection framework will be easy to you. Okay, fine. Thank you.